Bhakti Sangha conference call. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the name of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the order of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in Vedas as fruitive activity, Karma Kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not to have a complete faith in chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Let us move on to our next part of the session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who all joined this morning?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Das from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvindaksha Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining every day and eagerly announcing your name. It's so inspiring for all of us. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandhavika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and to the all assembled devotees. This is Megha from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Megha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and chanting so beautifully. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandhavika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shyama Gauri Devi Dasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shyama Gauri Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your sweet association, and all glories to your wonderful services. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Rana.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every single day and blessing all of us with your sweet association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Gauranga, and all the assembled devotees. Yashamati from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashimati Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day and chanting so beautifully. Welcome to the call. Mataji, is that Mahendra Patel is Prabhuji's number, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji joins, Prabhuji joins, and Mataji's daughter also join our call, Megha Mataji. All your family is in Bhakti Sangha, Mataji. So inspiring to everyone. Welcome to the call. Hari Bol.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Mataji, and all glories to the Devotee Association.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Ekaradhika Leela Devi Dasi from Iowa. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ekaradhika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day and chanting so enthusiastically. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and the assembled devotees. This is Revati from Atlanta, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Revati Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Nice to hear your sweet voice this morning, Mataji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi from me.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining, and all glories to your wonderful services every day. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the assembled devotees. This is Shiromani Nandarani Devidasi from Krishna Kathadesh. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Sirumani Nandarani Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, from joining from Krishna Kathadesh. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Shall we start recording, Mataji?
Yeah, we can do that, Mataji. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Srikanth Krishna Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto, 16th chapter, 30 and 31 verse. Both the verses we are going to see. Before we hand over the call to Prabhu, I request Raj Prabhu to give a brief introduction on Srikanth Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanva Pranam to you and all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Gauranga. Here's a very brief introduction for our dear speaker today, His Grace Srikanth Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji met the Hare Krishna devotees first time in 2004. And Prabhuji was initiated in 2014 by His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Prabhuji is a MTech from IIT Science Bangalore in telecommunications. And Prabhuji published 1 journal paper and 3 conference papers in IEEE as part of the MTech project. Prabhuji worked in Honeywell Technology and Solutions R&D department for 3 years. For the ISKCON journey, Prabhuji joined as Brahmachari in ISKCON Chopati in the year 2010 in the temple, serving in Senior Brahmachari Caretaking Department and also as the secretary to the temple management body. Prabhuji has many services like preaching at VJTI Engineering College. Prabhuji gives Bhakti Shastri classes and arranges Worldly Youth Program. These are some of the few services Prabhuji has, and we are very fortunate to have him on the call today. Over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for the brief introduction of today's speaker. Prabhuji is not yet on the call. We will go ahead and...
Prabhuji, we can read the shloka and chant Mangalam.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah. Yeah, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Indu Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Reading from Canto 6, Chapter 16, text 30 and 31 today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mrinala Gauram Sitivas Samspuruhat Kirita Keyura Katitra Kankanam Prasanna Vaktraruna Lochanam Vritam Dadarsha Siddheshwara Mandalai Prabhum. Translation. Upon reaching the shelter of Lord Shesha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Chitraketu saw that he was as white as the white fibers of a lotus flower. He was dressed in bluish garments and adorned with a brilliantly glittering helmet, armlets, belt, and bangles. His face was smiling and his eyes were reddish. He was surrounded by exalted, liberated persons as Sanat Kumara. Text 31. Taddarshanadvash
dvashta samasta kilbisha swastamalanta karano abhayan muni pravriddha bhaktya pranayashrulochana prahrishta roman namad adi purusham. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As soon as Maharaj Chitraketu saw the Supreme Lord, he was cleansed of all material contamination and situated in his original Krishna consciousness, being completely purified. He became silent and grave, and because of love for the Lord, tears fell from his eyes and his hair stood on end. With great devotion and love, he offered his respectful obeisances unto the original personality of Godhead. Purport: the word Tad Darshana Dvashta Samasta Kilbishay is very important in this verse. If one regularly sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the temple, one will be gradually disinfected of all material desires simply by visiting the temple and seeing the deity. When one is freed from all the results of sinful activities, one will be purified, and with a healthy mind completely cleansed, he will increasingly make progress in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful verse. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Such a beautiful verse. Is there
Prabhuji,
anybody would like to- Yeah. He joined, Mataji? Did he join? Yeah. Okay. That's good. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining and giving your valuable time and association this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. I now hand over the call. We already read the verse and the purport. Please start the class, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining for today's class. I appreciate your enthusiasm to continue this online forum for from last several months, and it is going on very with a good speed also. You already reached Canto 6 and Chapter 16. I appreciate this. Today we are reading the Canto 6, Chapter 16, verse number 30. Already devotees have read the sloka. I will just read the translation. Upon reaching the shelter of Lord Shesha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Chitraketu saw that he was as white as the white fibers of a lotus flower. He was dressed in bluish garments and adorned with a brilliantly glittering helmet, armlets, belt, and bangles. His face was smiling and his eyes were reddish. He was surrounded by such exalted, liberated persons as Sanat Kumara. There is no purport for verse number 30, so we'll be reading 31 also. We'll read the translation. As soon as Maharaja Chitraketu saw the Supreme Lord, he was cleansed of all material contamination and situated in his original Krishna consciousness, being completely purified. He became silent and grave, and because of love for the Lord, tears fell from his eyes and his hairs stood on end. With great devotion and love, he offered his respectful obeisances unto the original personality of Godhead. We'll read the Srila Prabhupada's purport. Srila Prabhupada writes, the word Tad Darshana Dvashta Samasta Kilbisha is very important in this verse. Here Tat means Sankarshan. By seeing the Sankarshana,
Hare
Darshana.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry to interrupt, but we did not chant the Mangalacharan prayers.
Yeah.
just wanted to let you know.
Yes, yes. Anyone like to volunteer for Mangalacharam prayers?
Yes, Prabhu. Om
Yeah.
Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmlitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Nena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishaka Vitamcha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarupyasya kripa sindhupya eva cha patitanam pavanepyo vaishnavepyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you are on mute.
Yeah. Thank you, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. We'll see Srila Prabhupada's purport, and based on the points given in the purport, we'll discuss from some other purports of Srila Prabhupada. The word Taddarshana Dvashta Samasta Kilbisha is very important in this verse. Prabhupada writes, Taddarshana means Sankarshana's darshan. Dvashta means destruction or destroyed. Samasta Kilbisha, all the sins in the whatever contamination is there in the heart of Chitraketu, that is completely destroyed by taking darshan of Sankarshan. So Prabhupada writes an application point of view for us from this. If one regularly sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the temple, one will gradually be disinfected of all material desires simply by visiting the temple and seeing the deity. So Prabhupada writes the importance of taking darshan in the temple on regular basis. This many places in our sampradaya we give more importance to Shravanam and Kirtan. There are some sampradayas where their main sadhana is darshan only. Especially in South India, the Tirupati temple, the devotees goes there. Hardly they do any hearing or chanting. Regular people, not the devotees connected to Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, but at least those who are thoroughly connected to that parampara may be doing. But general people, for them, darshan is the only sadhana. They wait. I remember when I was about to enter BTech, after completing my +2 12th standard, I waited for 17 hours to take darshan of Balaji in the queue. So that is how and that few minutes, not even few minutes, just a few seconds, we don't even get the full darshan of the Lord. But at least there is satisfaction will be there. Okay, at least Lord has seen us. I have come here. Lord has seen me. When one is freed from all the results of sinful activities, one will be purified, and with a healthy mind completely cleansed, he will increasingly make progress in Krishna consciousness. We will see the context of this verse. Of course, you are all of you are reading regularly, so you all know the context, because I take once in a while. I just went through the previous chapters to understand the context. So we'll quickly go through that. Parikshit Maharaj, once the battle between the Indra and Ultrasura, after describing that battle, and in that battle, the description is given about the Vrutrasura's devotion and the prayers offered by Vrutrasura. After hearing that, Parikshit Maharaj inquires, how come this demon, Vrutrasura, could become an exalted devotee? Because devotional service is generally not found in the asuras. How come this person is such an exalted devotee? So the Vrutrasura's previous life is described by Sukadeva Goswami. Who was Vrutrasura in his previous life?
Chitraketu Maharaj.
Yeah, this is easy answer. Next question you need to answer. What is the name of Chitraketu's kingdom?
Don't remember.
Okay. Yeah, the kingdom Surasena. Surasena is the kingdom of Chitraketu Maharaj. He was ruling there nicely. But only problem is he did not have any sons, and he married several times also. And what is the name of Chitraketu's first wife? Krutadyuti. Yeah, Krutadyuti is his first wife, and several other wives are there. But through none of them, he did not receive a descendant. Then, by whose blessings, Chitraketu he got a son?
Angira Muni.
Yeah, Angira Muni. Angira Muni saw him in such a morose situation, inquired about him, and finally, with the blessings of Angira Muni, he was blessed with a son. What is the name of the son? Harsha means he gives happiness and also he gives the lamentation. And why was this Harsha Shoka was poisoned?
Envy.
Yeah.
Envy and jealousy, because other queens were not, they were neglected.
Yeah. Due to the envy caused by the husband's negligence, he was poisoned. And when he was poisoned, and the maid servant first observed the poisoned, the son was dead. And finally, Krutadyuti also sees, and Chitraketu Maharaj, and all of them were merged in the ocean of lamentation, and Krutadyuti started blaming the Lord also for this, why the son died so early. At that time, along with Angira Muni, one more person also comes.
Narada Muni.
Narada
Muni. Both of them come and they console the Chitraketu Maharaj, and they revive that dead son. And the son who was revived, he spoke the Atma Jnana to Chitraketu Maharaj. We can see here is Chitraketu Maharaj in the blue attire, and Narada Muni with this Veena, and behind is Angira Muni. And the dead son, he got up and he is speaking to the all the Chitraketu Maharaj, Krutadyuti, co-wives, and all the people who are present there about them to the Atmajnan. After hearing that, Chitraketu Maharaj was pacified. After Chitraketu was pacified, Narada Muni initiated him into with the mantra. And after chanting this mantra, Chitraketu became the leader of Vidyadhara planet. And after a few days, he got the darshan of Sankarshan also. That is where we are now. The Chitraketu getting darshan, what darshan he had seen, that is described in the today's sloka. He has seen the Sankarshan as white as lotus lily, and he was wearing the blue garments, and he is having the uh, earrings, helmet, which are all made with gold, and also he is having smiling face, reddish eyes, and he is surrounded by the sages like the Sanat Kumara, etc. So this is the darshan that is described in today's sloka. After seeing that darshan, what effects happened, that is described in the 31st sloka. After seeing that darshan, his heart is completely purified. All the contamination, dvasta kalmasha, is destroyed. That is described. So we can see Prabhupada is recommending in this purport, by taking darshan on regular basis, by going to the temple on regular basis and taking the darshan of the deity, one becomes purified. So we can also take this and implement in our life. At least some people are more interested to, all of us are attached to different angas of bhakti. Not everyone is attached to deity worship. Some may be attached to the chanting. Some may be attached to reading Bhagavatam. Some are attached to the deity worship. In that way, we are all attached to various sanghas of bhakti. But at least minimum, although one may not be attached to chanting, those who are attached to chanting, they may chant 64 rounds, 128 rounds, etc. But minimum chanting 16 rounds everyone has to do. Similarly, those who are attached to deity worship, they spend hours together making dresses for the Lord, cooking bhoga to the Lord, dressing the Lord in that way. But even those who are not attached to the deity worship so much, they also need to do minimum deity worship, at least taking darshan of the Lord every day. Those who are staying in the temple, for them it is possible to take the darshan of the Lord every day. And those who are staying near to the temple, they can also go to the temple every day. And those who are staying far from the temple, if possible, they can make their home only temple. They can keep the install the deities in their home. In that way, they can serve the deities on daily basis and go to the temple once in a week or once in a month, like that. And those who don't have that much opportunity also at least take online darshan on daily basis, and also go to the temple weekly or monthly. Some kind of setup we need to do for taking the darshan of the Lord on daily basis. That is, we can see in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the darshan is given so much importance. We can see how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Anavasare Jagannadera Napaya Darshana Virahe Alala Nada Karila Gamana. When Jagannath was absent from the temple, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who couldn't see him, felt separation and left Jagannath Puri to go to a place known as Alalnath. So whenever after Snana Yatra, this Anavasara period starts, where Jagannath is kept in isolation. He apparently falls sick. At that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu couldn't feel because he takes darshan every day, Lord Jagannath darshan. Now for 14 days he is not able to take. So he went to Alalnath. There is a deity, he takes that darshan of Alalnath. Also it comes in the other places also. Snana Yatra Deki Prabhura Haila Bada Sukha Iswarera Anavasare Paila Bada Dukha. Upon seeing the bathing ceremony of Lord Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very happy, Bada Sukha. But when Lord Jagannath retired after the ceremony, so because Snana Yatra, he felt very happy that Lord is being bathed. But when Lord Jagannath retired after the ceremony, Lord Chaitanya became very unhappy, Bada Dukha, because he couldn't see him for some time. Gopi Bhave Virahe Prabhu Vyakulahaya Alalna de Gela Prabhu Sabare Chadiya. Due to separation from Lord Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt the same great anxiety the gopis feel in separation from Krishna, Gopi Bhave. In this condition, he gave up all association and went to Alalnath. Not only when he is at Jagannath Puri, he was taking regular darshan of Jagannath, but even in the travels, we can see in the South India Yatra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Simhachalam, then Tirupati, Mangalagiri. Finally, he went to Srirangam. In Srirangam, Venkatapata requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to stay for 4 months because Chaturmasya is there. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu agreed. And he is staying in the house of Venkatapata. There it comes, the sloka comes. Kaveri Snana Kari Sriranga Darshan Pratidena Prema Veshe Karena Nartan. While there, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his bath in the river Kaveri and visited temple of Sriranga. Every day, the Lord also danced in ecstasy. So in that way, Pratidin, when he was in Puri, every day he used to take bath in the ocean and go to the Jagannath Darshan. From there, he takes prasad to Haridas Thakur and delivers him prasad. And similarly, when in Srirangam, every day he takes bath in the Kaveri and then go to Ranganath Darshan and then dances for the Lord. In that process, one time he meets that illiterate Brahmana also in the Srirangam temple and tells that although he is illiterate in Bhagavad Gita, he is the one who understood the essence of Bhagavad Gita. That is how Lord Chaitanya certifies him. In that way, we can see the darshan of the Lord is very important. We also can implement this in our life, taking darshan of the Lord, either in the temple or in the home or online. Every day we need to take darshan. Also in the Chaitanya Charitamrita it comes, Dehabhyase Nitya Krutya Kari Samapan Kaleya Ikaila Jagan Nada Darshan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his customary daily duties and at the usual time he went to see Lord Jagannath in the temple. Yavat Kala Darshana Karena Garudera Pache Prabhura Age Darshana Karelo Lake Lake. As he viewed Lord Jagannath from behind the Garuda Stamba, Garuda column, hundreds and thousands of people in front of him were seeing the deity. So Sarvam Bhattacharya advised Chaitanya Mahaprabhu not to go near the deities because in his first time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the Jagannath deities, he fainted and he went into Mahabhava stage. And all the security people who are there, they all felt that he is doing some action or drama and they want to beat him with the sticks. At that time, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he came into the picture. He found that these are the rare symptoms which are found in the great devotees and immediately took Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his home. And after, when he regained consciousness, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya advised him, you never go near the deities. From Garuda Stamba, you can take the darshan. That is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he always stands near Garuda Stamba and takes darshan. And one time he was in so much ecstasy, there was next to the Garuda Stamba, there is one place, there is one kind of pillar, the stone. The two of his fingers were there on the stone, and because of his love, both the fingers imprints were there. Little bit the depression is there. That also we can see in the Jagannath Puri temple. Udiya Ekastri Bide Darshana Napaya Garude Chedi Deke Prabhuras Kande Padadiya. Suddenly a woman from Orissa, Udiya Stri, Orissa, unable to see Lord Jagannath because lakhs and lakhs of people are there in front. She is not able to get darshan. All she can see is the heads of the people. So she thought, if I raise myself to a platform height, then I can take darshan. Climbed the column of Garuda. Then she started climbing the Garuda Stamba, placing her foot on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's shoulder. So one feet she kept on Mahaprabhu's shoulder, another feet she kept on the Garuda Stamba. In that way, she is on the, now she can see the Lord Jagannath nicely. Dekiya Govinda Aste Vyeste Strike Varjila Tare Namaite Prabhu Govinde Nishedila. When he saw this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's personal servant Govinda, so Govinda was watching all this. He was with Mahaprabhu and he saw the woman climbing and keeping her feet on the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's shoulder. Immediately Govinda told her, get down from her position. He chastised her. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, however, chastised him for this. Govinda chastised that Vodiya Stri, Orissa woman, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastised the Govinda. Adivasya Yei Strire Nakara Varjana Karuka Yateshta Jagannatha Darshana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Govinda, O Adivasya. Adivasya means, O uncivilized man. Why are you are such an uncivilized? She is taking darshan of Lord Jagannath and you are asking her to come down. Do not forbid this woman to climb the Garuda Stamba. Let her see Lord Jagannath to her satisfaction. So it is an aparadh to keep our feet on the Garuda Stamba, that is Garuda's place, and also on the Supreme Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that the eagerness with which she is taking the darshan of the Lord. So he told, he chastised Govinda, you are uncivilized person. She is taking darshan and you are causing hindrance in her darshan. Aste veste sei nari bhumete namila Mahaprabhu re deki tara charana vandila. When the woman came to her senses, now by being chastised by Govinda, she also came to external consciousness. She understood where she is, and she is, her feet is on the sannyasi's shoulder. She immediately came down, climbed back down to the ground, and seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, immediately begged at his lotus feet for forgiveness. Immediately she fell at the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and asked him to forgive her. Tara Arti Deki Prabhu Kahite Lagela. Yeta Arti Jagannatha Morena Hidela. Seeing the woman's eagerness, Arti, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Lord Jagannath has not bestowed so much eagerness upon me. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu telling how much eagerness he has to see the darshan of Jagannath. She is even ready to climb on the Garuda Stamba and she is not able to see what is happening in the surroundings. Why Lord Jagannath has not bestowed so much eagerness upon me? Jagannathe avistayhara hanumana prane moraskande pada diyache taho nahi jane. She has fully absorbed her body, mind and life in Lord Jagannath. Therefore, she was unaware that she was putting her foot on my shoulder. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling Govinda, she is fully absorbed. I don't have that much eagerness to take darshan of Lord Jagannath. But see her, she is fully absorbed. She kept her body, mind and life to take darshan of Jagannath. And she is not able to even understand that she is keeping her foot on my shoulder. So this is the photo we can see here. She kept 1 feet on the Garuda Stamba on the side and 1 feet on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And she is eagerly taking darshan. We can see here Govinda who is chastising her to climb down. And in return, Mahaprabhu chastised him, you are uncivilized person, Adivas. don't see the, I don't have that much arti, eagerness. Aho Bhagyavati yai Vandi Ihara Paya, Ihara Prasade Aiche, Arti Amara Vahaya. Alas, how fortunate this woman is. I pray at her feet that she favor me with her great eagerness to see Lord Jagannath. So she placed her feet on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling, I will actually pray at her feet so that I will also get the same eagerness to see to take darshan of Lord Jagannath. So this is how we can see this wonderful pastime in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is emphasizing the taking darshan of the Lord. So in that way, we should be eagerness. We should have eagerness to take darshan of the Lord. At least I can say myself, I don't have that much eagerness. Somehow, as a ritual, I go to take darshan. But even if we don't have eagerness, we can pray the way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us. I pray at the lotus feet of this woman so that I can also get the similar eagerness. So similarly, we can also offer prayers to get such a eagerness to take darshan of the Lord. And we can see in the some other pastime in the here Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, by taking regular darshan of the deity, one is actually purified from the all contamination. So this comes in the Srila Ramanujacharya's Leela. One time there was a festival, and many people from all over India, they are there. They were there in the Srirangam. They are celebrating the festival, and Lord is going on a procession, the Lord's deity, with so much. In the South India, you can see they have so many musical instruments, and with so many musical instruments and so many people with so much noise, they were going in a procession. At that time, they saw one well-built man. He is holding an umbrella to one woman, and he is walking in the opposite direction. He is looking into her eyes, and he is walking. At that time, Ramanujacharya saw, and all the Vaishnavas there, they are saying such a noise is happening, so much a sound is there here. But this person is in his own world, is not actually uh, aware of surroundings, and he's looking into her eyes, and he's walking backwards holding her umbrella. Ramanujacharya, he felt so much compassionate to this person, whose name is Dhanurdas. Ramanujacharya called him and inquired, what are you looking? He told, I am looking into her eyes, and there is nothing much more beautiful than her eyes in this world. By hearing that, Ramanujacharya told, if I show you more beautiful eyes, will you serve that person? This Dhanurdas told, yes, definitely, but I don't think so. There is any person who has more beautiful eyes. Ramanujacharya took him to the inner sanctorium of Garbhagudi of Ranganath Swami, and Ramanujacharya prayed to the Ranganath Swami, please show this person your eyes. So by seeing the eyes of Lord Ranganath, the Dhanurdas and his wife, he married that lady later, and both of them became the initiated disciple of Ramanujacharya, setting a very wonderful example. We can see in this way there are several pastimes where by taking the darshan of the deities, many of the people they became purified, and as mentioned in the today's purport. And also when Krishna returned from Hastinapur to Dwaraka, this comes in the first canto 11th chapter. He blows his conch shell, which is very fat billowed, and because of his reddish lips, and that conch shell is pure like a swan, pure white like the swan, and that his reddish lips are reflecting in that conch shell. When he blew that, immediately all these Dwarakavasis who are not getting darshan of the Lord for a long time, they all ran to take darshan of the Lord, and they offer prayers. In that prayer, one of the prayer is Aho Sanata Bhavata Smayadvayam Traivishtapana Apidura Darshanam Premasmita Snigdha Nirikshananam Pasyema Rupam Tava Sarva Saubhagam. Oh, it is our good luck that we have come again today under your protection by your presence. For your Lordship rarely visits even the denizens of heaven. Now it is possible for us to look into your smiling face, which is full of affectionate glances. We can now see your transcendental form, full of all auspiciousness. So in that way, we can also, with the same eagerness like Dwarakavasis, with the same eagerness like that Vodiyas 3, we can go to the take darshan of the Lord, at least those who are nearby the temple or those who made their home into the temple on a regular basis or online. We can take the darshan of the Lord. We can also offer such kind of prayers when we are in front of the deities. We can say that it is very rare to get your darshan, even for the denizens of heaven, and we are able to see your smiling face and affectionate glances. This is the most auspicious thing in our life. Like that, we can pray to the deities. In this way, we can see the various advantages of taking the darshan of the Lord. As mentioned in the purport, purification happens, and also the higher taste comes. It is mentioned those who dress the deities nicely, they lose the desire to decorate themselves. That is mentioned. If we can dress the deities on regular basis in a various with various ornaments, with various turban cloths, etc., then though they actually lose the desire to decorate themselves to impress the opposite sex. The higher taste comes by serving the Lord. And also we can see the Rupa Goswami, he tells, though if you are still interested in having the to enjoy the association of your friends and family members, don't go to the KC Ghat, because at the KC Ghat there is a person, Govinda, who is standing there. If you take his darshan, then you may lose your friends and family members, attachment to your friends and family members. In that way, this is Vyajastuti. Indirectly, is telling don't go there because you may lose your material attachments. But he is encouraging, if you are struggling to give up your material attachments, go to Keshiga, take darshan of Govinda. In that way, he is encouraging us, because by taking the darshan of the Lord, our eyes always want to see something very pleasing. We want to see beautiful things. That's why not only eyes, all our senses are like radars. They are keep looking, searching, keep searching. Where is the pleasure? Where is pleasure? Where is pleasure? Like the radar, when it is searching, if some enemy plane comes, immediately it makes a alarming sound. Okay, here is the enemy. Immediately they launch some missiles to shoot it. Similarly, our senses are also like radars, immediately always searching, at least my senses. In that, importantly, eyes, they are keep looking, where is beautiful object, where is a beautiful object. And when it identifies, when the radar identifies some enemy, immediately it tries to go away from it, or it makes sure that that object goes away from it. But in our situation, we actually want to go towards that, not understanding that it is a dangerous thing. So that's why we want to see something beautiful. But when we see the deity of the Lord, which is who is nicely dressed, that is actually helps us not look into the beautiful objects of the material world, because it gives the higher taste. When we have the higher taste by giving the pleasure to the senses through devotional means, then they don't hanker for the lower tastes. Also, it is mentioned in the Bhagavatam, Hasam Hare Ravanata Akila Loka Tibra Soka Srusagara Visoshana Matyudaram Sammohanaya Rachitam Nijamaya Yasya Brahmandalam Munikrute Makarad Vajasya. Hasam Harer Avanata Akila Loka Tibra. By seeing the smiling face of the Lord, Soka Asru Sagara Visoshana Matyudaram. There is a Soka Sagara. From Soka, Asru comes. Asru comes either because of happiness also or because of the lamentation also. Sometimes when we are happy also, the tears comes. They are cold in nature. But when we are unhappy, their heart tears comes. In everyone's life, that is there, that Asru Sagar is there. Tears, ocean of tears. We may say that I don't think I have cried half liter, more than half liter tears in this life. But we have several lives. If we add all those half liters, it becomes a big ocean. But that ocean is evaporated when we see the beautiful smiling face of Lord Hari. Also, it is mentioned when we meditate on the eyebrows of the Lord, eyebrows of the deity, then it is actually Bhrumandalam Munikrute Makaradvajasya. Makaradvaja means the Cupid, who is actually, who has the Makara as his carrier. That is the only way to counteract the Cupid that is mentioned by meditating on the beautiful eyebrows of the Lord. And also taking darshan of the Lord is a part of sadhana bhakti, which is also because we can see that sadhana bhakti means engaging the senses with the goal of attaining bhava. That is the definition of sadhana bhakti. We have various senses, working senses and knowledge acquiring senses. Engaging these senses in the service of the Lord with the goal of attaining bhava bhakti. That is the sadhana bhakti. Now we don't have the bhava bhakti, we don't have relationship with the Lord. But if we engage these senses in the service of the Lord, then the love of Godhead, which is dormant in our Krishna, the love of Godhead, which is dormant in our heart, it gets awakened. Then, so in that way, to engage these senses, either we can engage one sense or we can engage the multiple senses. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu says there are people who engaged one sense, like Sukadeva Goswami, by speaking he got perfection. Parikshit Maharaj, by hearing he got perfection. Or there are people who engaged multiple senses, like Ambarish Maharaj. He engaged his hands to mop the temple hall. He engaged his eyes to take darshan of the Lord. He engages his nose for taking the smell of the tulsi offered to Lord's lotus feet. In that way, we can engage multiple senses. So this is the part of sadhana bhakti. We can engage our eyes to take darshan of the Lord. So here we can see the various aspects. One is taking the seeing material object with material vision, and material object with spiritual vision, and spiritual object with material vision, and spiritual object with spiritual vision. These are the 4 quadrants. When we see material object with material vision, then what happens is the bondage happens. For example, a beautiful woman is walking, a person feels that, oh, such a nice woman, I need to enjoy her. That is material object in the sense her body is material and he is having a material vision. Okay, this is meant for my enjoyment. That what it causes the bondage. And if seeing the material object with the spiritual vision, this is Yukta Vairagya, seeing everything. Okay, why can't we use this in the service of the Lord? Why can't we use this can also be engaged in the service of the Lord? Like Srila Prabhupada, he was standing in his first floor apartment in the San Francisco. He saw a lorry, one truck, the flat truck, backside it is a flatbed truck. Immediately Prabhupada is, because that is how Prabhupada always seeing everything. Oh, this can also be used in the service of the Lord. This can also be. As soon as he saw flatbed truck, Prabhupada thought, why can't we use this in as a Ratha for Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra? And he expressed it to Shyam Sundar Prabhu and others. Immediately, they had the first Ratha Yatra on the flatbed truck. So, in that way, this is called Yukta Vairagya, seeing the material objects with a spiritual vision. This need to be engaged in the service of the Lord. That causes purification. Then seeing the spiritual object with material vision, this is offense. Oh, this particular Vaishnava is from this particular country, is from this particular background. So is something lower. That is actually offense, because Vaishnavas are above the modes. So seeing the Vaishnavas with material vision from their caste, creed, or background, country, that is actually offense. Or seeing the spiritual object like deities with material vision. Oh, this is made of marble, this is made of wood, this is made of like that. Having such kind of vision is also offense. Or seeing the spiritual master like an ordinary person, that is also offense. Then seeing spiritual object with a spiritual vision. Oh, here is Jagannath. He is nothing, none other than Pratima Nahi Tumi Sakshat Rajendra Nandan. The Sakshi Gopal pastime, the younger Brahmana tells, when the deity tells, how can I walk? You are asking me to come to your village and asking me to give the evidence. I am a deity, I can't walk. Then the Brahmana tells, if you can talk, you can walk also. Then he tells, Pratima Nahi Tumi, you are not Pratima, you are not idol. Sakshat Rajendra Nandan, you are the Nandamara's son. That is how he gives that is how seeing the spiritual object with spiritual vision, seeing the Lord as the same as the nothing but he is the Supreme Lord himself. But if the seeing the same spiritual object with spiritual vision, in the beginning days it is purification, and in the advanced stages it causes ecstasy, like we can see in today's verse. As soon as he saw the Lord Sankarsana, he was in ecstasy. Tears started flowing, the hair stood on end. These are the external symptoms of bhava stage. When a person reaches a bhava stage, the externally the voice falters, and there is shivering in the body, hair standing on end, tears flowing down. These are the various symptoms that can be observed. And we can see the same symptoms in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he saw Jagannath for the first time. There also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited the same symptoms. He fainted with the hair standing on end. So the ecstasy comes in the advanced stage when someone sees the spiritual object with the spiritual vision. This class is still for 1 hour, right?
Yes, Prabhuji, usually 1 hour, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We are almost reached 1 hour. If there are some comments by all of you, we can take it and then we'll conclude. In this way, we can see this taking darshan of the Lord. We have seen how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, wherever he is, either in Srirangam or Jagannath Puri, taking darshan of the Lord every day and appreciating that Odia woman who is actually having that eagerness and praying at her lotus feet, at her feet. I can also get similar eagerness. So we can also, and Prabhupada writes based on that, every day we can take darshan of the Lord. By that, actually, we can get purified. And we had seen the various advantages of taking darshan and also the various division of this, seeing the material object with material vision and spiritual objects with spiritual vision, etc.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanur Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Very beautiful class. Certainly,
Hare
it's
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Certainly, it's beautiful to listen pastimes of any devotee, what to speak about Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji. So it was very beautiful class, Prabhu. One thing comes into my mind. The reason I am attending this session on any Bhagavatam class, or many of us devotees, because we believe in Shastras, we believe in Srila Prabhupada, our mind is relaxed when we are able to chant properly. Not all the time I am able to chant in a good mood, Prabhu, because mind is just restless. But Prabhu, sometime I think Shastra says, and we agree that names of the Lord are very sweet. It gives us so much bliss, Prabhu. But sometimes mind still, my case, Prabhu, I still tend to watch some Bollywood or Hollywood movie, let's say, even though the mind knows after the movie, I get, this tension, I'm like, oh my God, I wasted 2 hours of my life, which really won't give me nothing. Instead, if I would have chanted, it was blissful. But still, Prabhu, sometimes the mind goes away, even though it's not like a movie, but it can be like a katha or something related, But I don't know, Prabhu, how to explain this. I know that the chanting is blissful and the most important, but I still tend to watch something else. Sometimes which is not even devotional, sometimes like a movie. For example, Bahubali, it's a famous movie. So it came out and I watched it. So how to control this, Prabhu? How to, after watching the movie, I'm always, thinking, oh my God, what I did, I wasted 3 hours, I wasted 2 hours, but I still do that, Prabhu. So how to stop this, Prabhu?
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji, for being honest. I appreciate your honesty. So basically, what my understanding is, we are all struggling. It is mentioned in the nectar of instruction. A person who is having jaundice, he feels the sugarcane as the bitter. And also, similarly, a person who is suffering with avidya, ignorance, he feels the Krishna's Nama Rupa Guna Lila as bitter. And I heard from in one class, His Holiness Indradumna Maharaj, he was walking on Jalangi river bank. One of the person, he was bitten by cobra. Immediately, they brought one person who does the mantras. That he chanted the mantras and he asked that person to choose name leaves. He was chewing the name leaves and he inquired what is the taste. He told very sweet, that person. Again he chanted some more mantras and again gave him some more name leaves. He told still it is a sweet only. Then he chanted more mantras. Then finally he vomited something black. Then they gave him neem leaves and he told it is bitter. That person, the whoever is the doctor, the local doctor, the mantra doctor, he told, okay, you are cured. Immediately in front of Maharaj's eyes only, he went to the fields for working again. So basically, when we are in this diseased condition, what is actually sweet appears to be bitter, and what is bitter appears to be sweet. That we all can see. Then how to control this? How to control this is basically, at least first step is done. You have diagnosed. Many times we don't even understand that it is a fault. I was asking one of my village person to chant the every day, and my sister was speaking to her, and she is telling, I don't have time. My sister is asking her, tell me your schedule. She told every day from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. she watches TV, and she don't feel that it is a problem because she felt it is a necessity in my life. So my sister advised her reduce 1 hour. That 1 hour you do chanting like that. Basically, at least we understood that it is a problem. That is the first step. Then second step is as far as possible to keep the sense objects away from the senses. If a person who is addicted to alcohol, if he is going through the same street again and again on the every day, there is a great chances that he may get tempted to go inside the shop one day. So better is go through some other street, although it may take little more time to your home. The street which is having the liquor shop is a shortcut. Better to go little away. In that way, out of sight, out of mind. Lust means out of sight, out of mind. So to keep it as far as possible out of sight. And previous days to watch a movie means it is very difficult because once in a while it comes in TV, or if they want to watch, they need to bring VCR and so many things. It is very elaborate process. But one gift of Kali Yuga is now we all have in our hands. So everything is accessible at very fingertips. So I am also a victim of this. So I use this small one button phone, and in my laptop I kept there is a Norton family antivirus, not antivirus, Norton family parent control. So some of the websites I don't want to see, it blocks. If I type youtube.com, it don't open. You need to take permission from your parent. My parent is another brahmachari. So in that way, we need to take some steps to keep them out of sight. This may help. Still, there may be fall down, but at least again get up, again try. So in that way, we need to. And basically, finally, the mercy of the Lord and mercy of Guru Maharaj should be there. If we keep following their instructions, whatever they are giving, by their mercy, we can overcome these things.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you. You are very fortunate, Prabhu. I would say. Sometime I feel why I married in the past and why I have kids, because now you have so many responsibilities, and with responsibilities, Prabhu, you need to go out to do so many things, material things sometime, Prabhu, because you're just fulfilling in the end of the day also desires of your kids and wife and family members. So Prabhu, you are very lucky in the sense that you have this brahmachari friend who is your parent, which is so beautiful, Prabhu. I'm so happy that you have this. Prabhu, one more question comes into my mind while you were talking. First of all, thanks, Prabhu. So true, Prabhu. That's mercy of Srila Prabhupada that I was able to diagnose this problem. Otherwise, without his mercy, I think I would still be a lost man, how I was 4 years ago. So things have changed for sure, Prabhu. But certainly my sadhana is not as stronger as it should be. I am working very hard on it, Prabhu, though. Prabhu, one more questions come into my mind while you were explaining, and you talk about this what to watch, if my mind even tends to watch a movie or a Netflix program or whatever it is. Prabhu, in nothing related to this, but related to my question, just comes into my mind. In 5th canto, when Priyavat Maharaj, makes these 7 oceans, there is like sugarcane juice, I think, salt water, and ghee, and there is dahi and yogurt and all that. Prabhu, there is like all these things seem very okay with Krishna consciousness, but there is one ocean of liquor also, Prabhu. So what is that, Prabhu? Like where liquor fits in all that? Yeah, Prabhu.
Okay. Version of liquor. Okay.
Sometimes Shastras are, very bewildering sometime. And I was leading into this, and I was wondering, like, where does this liquor fit in this 7 oceans, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Spiritual liquor, Prabhu, not this material world liquor.
Oh, it says liquor, so spiritual liquor. What is spiritual liquor?
Actually, it is part of material world only. So, yeah, I don't know, Prabhuji, exactly. Anyone heard about this anytime?
In 5th canto, Prabhuji, when Privat Maharaj goes around with
No,
the chariot.
means question I understood.
Yeah.
Answer I am.
Oh, okay. Okay, no problem, Prabhu. Thank you so much for.
No, someone is ready to answer.
Oh, someone is ready to answer. I think.
Some Mataji voice I heard.
Oh, I think.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. No, I was just saying that same thing, that there is some that description in the 5th canto. So
Okay.
yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
She's Mega Mataji. She's very, very wonderful devotee, Prabhuji. Her insights sometimes amaze me, actually. My bigger sister, she is. So she sometimes messages so many beautiful, like, spiritual things. It's just amazing. So Hare Krishna, Mega Mataji. Thank you for.
Yeah, that kind of association also will help us.
Yes, Prabhu. We actually, association is everything, Prabhu. Without association, certainly a person like me will be lost for sure. So Prabhuji, thank you so much for answering my question. Certainly I will work on that, and hopefully I will shut down my PC, because this computer is, everything in front of me, as you said, and hopefully I will try to chant as much as possible, Prabhu. Prabhuji, we have our Karpavalli Mataji, Dr. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you for enlightening us to such a wonderful class. And Prabhuji, similar, Prabhuji told means they cannot control this intoxicated drinks, means it includes the coffee and tea also, no? Daily they are drinking coffee and tea. We cannot able to, some people, some devotees are not able to control that coffee and tea also. For me also, I was very, this thing, my brother is also a devotee, is initiated from Visakhapatnam. Then he told you avoid the coffee and tea. I stopped the coffee and tea. I used to feel sleepy and sleeping. And that is the only thing I cannot control. But then also I started drinking hot water instead of that. And how to overcome this thing, that's I want to clarification, Prabhuji.
Okay.
And
yeah,
I started
it is
drinking the green tea, the green tea, little bit I used to drink, only for a few ml. That will awaken me, that's right.
okay. Yeah, I was also taking in 2006 the tea in our IISc campus. We used to get 50 paisa, like something like that. That is the only place I used the 50 paisa last time. No, outside it was not there at that time. Yeah, but somehow after chanting, for me it was the first thing that went. Even without understanding, I gave up the coffee tea. Then next thing that gave up is the meat eating. In that way, one by one, they all went. The chanting gives us that auspiciousness in our life. At least what I saw, my mother was struggling. My mother was also like you only. she was also struggling to give up the coffee, tea. I gave her the herbal tea, which is there in our gift shop. There is some called Gopal herbal tea powder. Now slowly, initially she couldn't feel that same kind of whatever kick that she's getting from the regular tea. She's not getting with this herbal tea. But after some time, she used to it. Slowly she gave up, although she struggled for several years. Now she takes only the herbal tea. That is the one option that I know. In my, anyone like to add to this Mataji's question?
Prabhuji, can I share something?
Please, please.
Mataji, for higher taste, we have to sacrifice the lower things. So my wife was also like very fan of taking like drums of tea. But like when senior devotees guided her, like they told to take milk with some dry fruits or something like that. So she liked it over a period, then she stopped tea, and that made changes. So you need to take help of some senior devotees, mentors, so that they can guide, and you can have good health by not taking tea, and at the same time you will get higher taste, Mataji. That is the...
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Dandatna.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very nice suggestion.
Thank you, Karpavalli Mataji. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your enthusiasm towards Krishna consciousness. It's very amazing. Certainly, Mataji, we all, especially in India, we all are tea drinkers for sure. And 4 years ago, in October 2019, I remember when I inquired what is happening in my life and what I should be. It took me 3-4 days. First day, without tea was headache and sleepy. And second day again was headache and sleepy. And then I take 2 days, the Advil, it's a pill here in Northern America. But then everything went off, and it's 4 years it's without tea and coffee. It just goes away. It's
now, Prabhu, I have reduced a lot. Now I am started this green tea only. Green tea only little for 30 ml like that I will drink. That
no
also
problem.
I'm trying to reduce. Being a diabetic.
No problem, Mataji. That's very
I used to drink tea protein with milk.
Nice. Another thing.
Hare Krishna Mataji, as Prabhu said, tea is also helpful, and also there's also grain coffee. So if you, for me, it was about, I could not give up coffee for a while, but then as Raj Prabhu said, that it took me like, for a week I was having headaches and everything, and then I had to take medications. But then afterwards, it's really, awesome, amazing, and it's, when you want to stop something, it's not more for stopping something, it's more for replacing. So when you replace it something with the natural things, so grain coffee, if you, because for me it was never, I don't know if it was about like the caffeine or that, but it was more about just, trying to have something to eat with it. And that was, so having grain coffee or replacement for herbal tea, everything without caffeine, it also has helped me. So just replacing helps you. If you want to try that, Mataji, because I know sometimes it's hard to stop.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Karoli Mataji. That was a beautiful question, because many people do struggle with that. So thanks for asking. I actually also know a Maharaj. Maharaj he's initiating Guru in ISKCON, and Maharaj also takes some green cardamom, hari elaichi, and some cinnamon in the water, and he drinks that. So yeah, we can replace with so many things. And so thanks for asking. Any other devotee has any questions or suggestions or any comments for Prabhuji? You can please unmute yourself and go ahead with your suggestions. And Nitya Narsimha Prabhu, you are very courageous. You're saying online your wives were drinking drum of tea. So, so I don't know after the class what is going to happen.
No, but she has the realization. She's okay.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji. There is our Sudhakar Prabhu with the hand raised. Hare Krishna, Sudhakar Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you for the opportunity. I have two things. First, I would like to ask Guruji suggestion or clarification. I want to, like today's topic is that eagerness towards seeing God. I want to know some more tips or techniques or guidance from you, Prabhuji, how I should do that, utilize in the night time. Because I see, I sleep 8 hours minimum, so which is almost 1/3 of my day is lost. So if you can give me some tips how to develop the Krishna consciousness even during the sleep or something like that, if you can.
During sleep means?
Night time, when it's like what I mean to say is instead of having any other dreams or something, thinking of Krishna even during the sleep.
Okay,
this is one of the area I thought to work on it, because what I learned is I cannot do other thing, at least these 8 hours. I know I cannot. I try to reduce the hours of sleep, but sometimes it is not possible. So even whatever hours I sleep is a way or tips how I can cultivate my consciousness during even the sleep.
Okay, means I am not practicing, but what I heard is Srila Prabhupada advised the disciples early days to read Krishna book before sleep. They can drink hot cup of milk and while drinking milk. In our base, we used to do in 2008 to 2010, all of us, 5-6 of our boys, every day before sleep, we all take one hot cup of milk and then we read Krishna book for 20 minutes and then we used to sleep. That practice somehow it went away and during the later years. That is one way, Prabhuji. Reading Krishna book before sleep will help us. Prabhupada writes, then you will get Krishna's dreams, like that Prabhupada tells there. That is the one way. And another way is if we are actually working, serving for the Lord before and after, before sleep and after sleep, that is also considered as a service only, even the sleep. Like we work for a company 5 days in a week, but we get salary for all 30 days. Although 2 days we are not working for the company, because the 2 days is also considered by the company. He is recreating himself so that he can come back on Monday and work again. So the sleep also will be a service only if we are engaged in the daytime in the service of the Lord, taking care of our family in Krishna conscious way and chanting our rounds, doing all this some services in the temple, etc. Then even the sleep is also falls into the category of service only, because we are using it to recreate ourselves so that we can serve again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sudhakar Prabhuji, for asking the question. Thank you for it's beautiful to see that eagerness, how you want to see Krishna all the time. Thank you, Prabhu. Beautiful answer. How you connected that answer to our daily life activities. Certainly, Prabhu, that is so beautiful. We all need that sleep for sure to continue serving also. Otherwise, if we don't sleep a night, we just get a little frustrated next day. It's not, the body is never rested. So thank you so much. Our Shamagori Mataji was there. Hare Krishna, Shamagori Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Mataji is online, yes. So she will jump in later maybe. So any other devotee has any questions or any comments for Prabhuji? You can please put your feedback. Our Nitya Narsimha Prabhuji is there. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Prabhuji, just clarification, because this whatever question you asked regarding the liquor, because I asked His Grace Praneshwar Prabhu, he told in Sanskrit, because English cannot replace the Sanskrit. So in Sanskrit, word to word meaning is not there. So that's why this liquor word. But actually, it is a one sort of beverage which gives like strength to the people. In the that's why that. Nowadays, whatever liquor is that is third class, third grade, but that beverage is different. Prabhuji. That's what I understand, and I got the answer from Praneshwar Prabhu. That's why I thought of sharing with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. So, dear, our Shamagori Mataji is there. Hare Krishna Mataji.
The word sura is used for liquor here.
Yeah.
In the.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I checked quite a few different like walking talks of Srila Prabhupada. I checked Chaitanya Charitamrita, and I checked the Srimad Bhagavatam, and all the scriptures, our ISKCON scriptures say in the translation liquor. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Okay, Shamaguri Mataji is there. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Mataji, thank you for
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
From years you are helping all of us.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Wonderful, wonderful class. But I think this giving up the tea, coffee is much easier than the giving up the movies and the watching and wasting time, basically. We're wasting time in other things. That is more subtle than the drinking tea and coffee. Tea and coffee giving up is very easy, I believe. I don't think it take too much time. But wasting time is coming like even though you advance, it comes anytime. Yes, you cannot say. And also the taste of chanting.
Thanks, Mataji. This is very, I can say, encouraging for me, because I am kind of, talking to my wife. Other day we were watching a movie with kids, and after the kids went to sleep, I talked to my wife. I said, you know what, for 2 hours we watched this movie, which will not give us anything. I said to my wife, I said, we have maybe 30 more years in our life, because we both are around 40 right now. And I said, one day we will die. And once we will die, Krishna will ask us, you did 2 hours of movie. What did that movie give you? So it's just so strange, Mataji. It's true that otherwise we would just leave everything and just chant, right? That I don't know, that taste is one day it will come, hopefully. We'll go to the next question from our Jayananda Gaurhari Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, I heard in one class from Srikanth Prabhu. This is a small comment only, not a question. He said, waking up early in the morning is not that difficult. Going back to bed early is a very difficult task. That really, that just hit the nail on our head. He spoke like that, very clearly. Waking up early in the morning is very easy, not difficult. As good as going to bed early to bed is a very difficult task. Just I want to share it with our members. Hare Krishna.
Very, very beautiful feedback, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. But certainly, if we can go to the bed early, only then we can wake up early. Otherwise, it's very difficult.
Do all the service, everything. The moment we go to bed, only all this wasting of time is coming. That affects our. Sorry.
So true, Prabhu. So true. Thanks for your sharing your thoughts, Prabhu. Thanks. That's so true. That's very good.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. So, dear devotees, if nobody has any further questions or comments for Prabhuji or any feedbacks, we can end the class here with permission of Prabhuji. Is that okay, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
Thank
please
you.
bless all of us, Prabhu, so we can be stronger in our sadhana, Prabhu. We can be more serious towards what we are doing, so we can understand the value of time that we are wasting in other things rather than doing Krishna conscious things. So, Prabhu, please bless us. And Prabhu, thank you for coming on the call and enlightening us, Prabhu. And please give us your time in the future too, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. All of you also please bless me, so that we are all in the same boat.
Prabhu, we need your blessings. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Devotees, let us pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalptaru bhashya
Vancha
kripa
kalpataru
sindhu
bhashya kripa
vacha
sindhubheva
patitanam
vacha
pavanebhyo
patitanam
vaishnavebhyo
pavanebhyo
namo
vaishnavebhyo
namah.
namo namah.
Granth Srimad
Srimad
Bhagavatam
Bhagavatam
ki
ki
Bhagavatam ki
jai.
jai.
Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ji
Prabhupada
ki
ki
Jai.
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 His Grace Srikanth Krishna Prabhu ji ki
jai.
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 All the assembled devotees ki
Jai.
jai.
Jai.